Rivers State Judicial Commission of Inquiry into the post-election violence that led to the attack of some local government secretariats in the state has summoned some allies of the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, to appear before it. This was contained in a statement issued by the chairman of the commission, Honorable Justice I.R. Minakiri, in Port Harcourt on Monday and sent to newsmen. Among those summoned by the Justice Minakiri-led panel are the immediate past chairman of Ikwere Local Government Area, Dr. Samuel Wanosike, as well as his counterparts in Eleme and Ahoda East, namely Olo and Hope Ikiriko, respectively. The trio served as local government chairmen under Nyesom Wike as governor and completed their tenure under incumbent governor Similaye Fubara. Also summoned is the member representing Eleme constituency in the State House of Assembly, Honorable Afoji Igwe, loyal to the FCT minister. Recall that the local government secretariats touched by suspected political thugs were Ikwere, Eleme, and Emoha. The statement, which summoned a total of 109 persons as witnesses, read: pursuant to the call and receipt of memoranda by the Judicial Commission of Inquiry into arson, killings, and wanton destruction of property at Local Government Council headquarters in Rivers State, the following persons are hereby summoned to appear as scheduled below. The panel lists October 30 for witnesses in Ikwere, November 1, 4 and 5 for those summoned from Eleme, and 6th November for witnesses from Kana local government area. For Emoha local government area, the statement said the witnesses are to appear before it on 7th November, Obiakpo and Ahoda East on 8th November, while spillover will be accommodated on November 11, 2024. The statement added that the underlisted persons are to appear before the Rivers State Judicial Commission of Inquiry appointed by His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Rivers State, Similaye Fubara, to inquire into the arson, killings, and wanton destruction of properties at some local government council headquarters, which occurred on or about Monday, 7th October 2024, sitting at Rivers State Judicial Commission, Honorable Justice I.R. Minakiri's Court, Block C, Court 14, Rivers State High Court Complex, Port Harcourt at 9 o'clock, to give evidence and or tender documents in respect of the inquiry. Therefore, do not fail, as it may be at your peril. You are inquired to bring with you any evidence to establish the case, the communique read. Let me start with you, Nze. What do you make of this judicial panel?
It is a welcome development.
Right.
And it has been long anticipated. Right from the day that destruction was carried out,
right,
most of us began to call on the government to set up a judicial panel of inquiry in order to be able to bring some of these people whose faces we saw in camera, on that day, to know why they did what they did, who sent them, and what is the reason behind their sender. Why would you want River State to go on fire? Why would you want to destroy, like just the first person that was mentioned, the chairman of the former chairman of Ikwere local government, Honorable Samuel Wanosike. That project, that building that was burnt, was his signature project in that local government, and it should be speaking for him even after now. But unfortunately, that day, some people whom we cannot say whose party or whose side they're falling, came up to set that place on fire. And it was also disturbing to me that after that incident, I saw someone, Wanosike, in the news, speaking from Cambridge University, where he went to study, trying to give an impression from what I deduced from what he said, that he wasn't around, and he's here cooling off, studying, helping himself, improving his life. And look at boys down there in the village destroying the property of the state, things that should have helped them to enhance their lives. And you remember that in this show sometime, I said that some of those boys that are doing this, and some of them have not crossed secondary school. The highest certificate they have is O level. And look at what they are doing. And the person they think they are fighting for is upgrading himself academically outside this country. And I ask a question, when will our people learn? When will the youths learn? Must we continue in this, I think, is it Rochas or Crocha that call it mumurity? Must we continue in this mumurity? For how long shall we continue to die for nothing? So I commend the River State Judicial panel of inquiry led by Justice Minakri. That also, if these people they invited shouldn't just be those who are on the side of FCT minister. Let them also invite those who are on the side of the Governor Sim Fumbara. The reason being that if this person says, I didn't do it, there should be somebody who would say, I saw you when you were doing it.
All right.
And if there is any evidence, just as the panel had inquired, they should come with those evidences, especially written and visual evidences.
All right.
Because we saw faces on that day. And you saw in the case of Eleme local government, we had some names being shouted while the burning was ongoing. Some of the people who came to see how they can salvage the situation were shouting a certain name, that this person has fulfilled his promise. This person has done what he threatened to the panel and let them look at it.
All right.
And I also want to appeal to the panel that at the end, let the results of the panel count.
All right.
Let them not just sweep it under the carpet at the end of their findings.
All right, Nze. I want to ask you some questions, particularly with regards to this judicial panel of inquiry that has been set up. First of all, there have been, this is not the first attack on state-owned properties in Rivers State. You recall sometime last year, the Rivers State House of Assembly complex was attacked, was under attack as well. There was an explosion in a part of the Rivers State House of Assembly complex, and the governor did not set up a judicial panel for that till date. And the governor also went ahead to bulldoze part of that house and said he was going to renovate it, and it has been under lock and key up until now. The River State House of Assembly complex, we've not gotten feedback on whatever investigation is being done, whatever that is going on is shrouded in secrecy. I'll ask that question. Why didn't the governor make a move to set up a judicial panel of inquiry to find out what happened to that attack on the River State House of Assembly complex? That's one. Now, there have been cases of explosions in the APP secretariats. That's one. Also, in the APC secretariat has suffered explosion twice. And one that was unsuccessful around the presidential hotel area. And so far, nothing has happened. I mean, the police, on the other hand, on one hand said that they are going to, they are on the matter, they are investigating the matter, you know. In this instance, the police could also say they are investigating this matter. Of course, they said they are investigating the matter of the local government secretariats that were destroyed. Some parts of the building were destroyed. The question I'm asking is the government doing selective inquiries? Is it selecting what catches his fancy? Because, I mean, the River State House of Assembly complex is a state-owned property. This happened since last year. Now, for these other complexes, APC Secretariat and the APP Secretariat, the job of the governor is to protect lives and property. So if he took the initiative to do this for local government, I'm wondering, why didn't he do that for the River State House of Assembly complex? All these explosions going off in River State, why hasn't the governor set up judicial panel of inquiry for this?
Thank you very much. You see, there's one thing I always stand for. We are all human. There is no one that is superhuman among us all. Right from the president to the last man on the street, we are all human. It's just that sometimes we have opportunity to be where we find ourselves, or God chose to place us where he places us. But one thing is that man must act as man, and there is no man that is perfect. So what we do is that we complement each other. If you are working in your office and there are things you are not meeting up to, it is my duty to call your attention to it. Then if you have a listening ear, and you are such humble enough to apply what another person suggests for you, then you now see that you seem to be working well. So coming to what happened last year, October, in a State Assembly complex building, you see, we expected the governor, we as a person expected the governor to set up judicial panel of inquiry to unravel the secret or the brain behind the bombing. But somehow that didn't come, and before you know it, the place was.
Could it be because you know the 3-man assembly right now with the current chief of staff, Edis Nehe, Okojumbo, Sokari Goodboy, and one other, were accused of that explosion that rocked the Rivers State House of Assembly complex. And if you recall, they were suspended by Martins and Mehule. But in fact, they were suspended by Rivers State House of Assembly at that time. They were suspended over the explosion of the Rivers State House of Assembly complex. So one would say in this instance, it was the cronies of the governor.
No,
that hold on, you have your say. I'm asking a question because you are also raising concern that you expected that the governor would have done so, because I mean this is a major property of the state, and I am now bringing into perspective that the persons accused of being responsible allegedly for the explosion of the River State House of Assembly complex were people who are loyal to the governor, and they were suspended from River State House of Assembly. Could it be the reason why the governor has not yet launched or did not launch a judicial panel of inquiry into that major attack on a state property?
Trying to poke into the reason why or reason why not a man did not do what he needed to do in this context might be too difficult. One may say what is not realistic or what is not real and all that, but however, whichever way it goes, there is something that is very, very peculiar about this. That incident occurred, and you know, you discover that the bombing was done in the night, and then the next morning the brouhaha about impeachment notice and all that surfaced, and the next moment the governor came to visit the place, and there was this crisis of police trying to stop the governor and all the shooting water cannon and all that. Now those things, I saw it as a crisis situation. Now if the crisis had taken over the mind of the governor that he didn't go down to think out what he ought to have done, that is up to him. I'm not holding brief for him on that. But all of us expected that the governor should have instituted a panel to investigate or unravel the secret behind that bomb. Because one, that complex, that building is River State property, property of the government. And every property of the government is property of the people. All of us have stake to it. Now, but that was not done. And whether it was because the people that were his cronies were accused or not, it is a different ball game. Remember that accusation can come from any angle, and you cannot validate any accusation until a court of competent jurisdiction does that. So, but we didn't see it happen anywhere. Also, that panel, there was no panel set to unravel that. We saw the second incident that happened along Aba Road, by close to Presidential Hotel Jerry, where a bomb was detonated and somebody's hand was cut off, and the person was really caught or seen or sighted in the hospital, government-owned hospital, where police claimed that they have cordoned the place. Now, up to today, we have not had anything from the police. We've not had anything from the governor. That one has been kept in secret, which I believe that someday what is kept in secret will come to limelight.
All right.
Now, look at what happened in APP secretariat. that even the gate man there was affected, and up to today we have not had anything. I had expected police, not really the governor, coming up on this matter, because it is like a personal or private issue like that of APP. Yes, I had expected the police to come up with investigation or report from this one, and even that of APC. You know, the day we were discussing it, I told you that whatever happened on that particular election day in APC secretariat must come from within. And you try to find out what I mean by within, and I left it in bulk like that.
All right,
so
very well.
To me, governor had not done this, but had done this. We will not say because this was not done, this cannot be done.
All right.
And we see that this one was wider and also all catching, because on that very day, all eyes was on Rivers State, even though there were other states that were conducting election, but all eyes was on Rivers State, and it also happened. We've seen it, and he decided to do this, which doing is also conducting investigation into it.
All
so
right.
I am applauding the governor for doing this, and also thanking the Minakiri for summoning all the people he summoned.
All right, very well. Chizi, Nze has accused the APC of masterminding their own explosion in their secretariat.
Very, very wrong. I said from within. I say within.
Said from within means what? No, APC secretariat is being bombed, and you say it's from within. From within.
It can be from within Africa, from within Nigeria, from within Rivers State, from within anywhere. So take it as within. Don't put
well spoken as a politician. Now, Chizi, what do you make of this story, considering that when Nze was speaking and made allusion to APC explosion, he said it was from within, and interestingly, APP explosion was not from within. Let me hear what you have to say, Chizi.
Well, firstly, I want to talk about the Judicial Commission so that I can take it on from
Go ahead.
I have to make some certain caveats before I begin to speak. Number one is that I do not support and will not support what happened in the council. Secondly, is the fact that a Judicial Commission was set up here and it wasn't set up here does not make this one right or wrong or make that one better than this. I'm taking this caveats so that we can bring it in right perspective. You know, while you were asking him question, you almost took on what I wanted to respond to. The judicial panel is part of the provisions of our constitution, and I like it to be. But the only problem is that I want to lay 3-4 things that I have problem with this judicial panel. Number one is that you've said it, that an arm of the government of Rivers State, which is the legislative arm, was bombed. And up till today, no judicial panel was constituted. In fact, the governor went ahead to take those that they have accused of doing it. There was a direct accusation. It's not like we even suspected it. That people have said this and this and this, and as such, we are suspecting them for doing that. And so the governor went ahead and accommodated them in the governance house. I mean, if somebody accuses you, okay, set up a judicial panel, and summon them, both the accuser and the accused, to at least say something. But this one, no, he didn't do that. Then of all of that has happened, you see, no one is external. Both the APP and the APC, they are all part of the properties of Rivers State, and they are all indigenous of Rivers State that are under the protection of the government as one when he took an oath of office that was going to protect all of us. And so he didn't do it because I know why. The reason is different. At the legislative arm, the governor already knew who did it, and he knew it was his own. Instead, he went to destroy the evidence by demolishing the place. Because you see, if the investigation is being carried out, you've already destroyed the evidence. There are certain chemicals or things they use in demolishing those places you could see traces of things. So by going to demolish the place, you already the thing you would have been seeing is the caterpillar or the thing that's demolishing the place, no longer the other pictures. That's why he did quickly and demolish the place. That's number one. Then number two is the APP and the APC. And they didn't say, and I didn't listen to him say that it is the APC because I was waiting for that. He only says it's
from within.
It's from within, which means it can come from Andoni, it can come from anywhere. You know, I understand that. Like I said, all of us believe that is within, and we know who is within. For me, I know those who are within who did that this thing to cause problem in Rivers State. The APP bombed APP to make APP popular. I know that one. I'm not afraid to say that. They came to bomb APC because they had these people didn't want the local government election to hold. Now, on the part of the local government, like I've said, on that day, you notice that I condemned it in totality. But all of a sudden, the governor came to the AP to Ikure local government. The man who is setting up the judicial panel of inquiry came to Ikure local government and said, I know that it is not my people that did it. Meaning that I know who did it. He has not set up a panel. He has already known those who didn't do it and those who did it. No wonder as soon as they set up panel, they set up the panel with the names of those who did it.
So now are you saying this panel is biased and this is a witch hunt? Is that what you're saying?
It's purely a witch hunt. I can tell you why. You see, let me tell you. I don't know what I'm calling his name, you know, retired Justice Aso or something. That was the judicial panel chairman that Amechi constituted during Northern when Amechi became governor. Do you know why that stopped? Odile came and said, just 3 years ago, you, the panel chairman, said when you retired, one part of your speech, he said, if I find a way of jailing Odile, I will jail Odile. He said, now they have given you the opportunity to jail me. The court said, stop. That's all. Because you have already said, look, I am looking for a way to jail Odile. Now they have given you chairman of the judicial panel. Then you can jail Odile now. Now the man have come to say, I know that it is not these people that did it. So he knows those who did it, and he has given them name to go and do it. So they are all just there to write names. You brought out 105 persons, and you have allocated the Ikure, and then they went ahead to call Dr. Samuel Wanosike, who was far away studying, and he was the first person to be called to say, come and defend. This is the man, and thank God this is the man who initiated and built that place. And then he's the person who is going to destroy his own place. And then the man is far away studying, and that's the man they are calling. You cannot know that it is. I am wondering, maybe they haven't written all the names. I am sure that my name will be there. I'm wondering why they have not written everybody's name. It's going to become in badges. All they are doing is, if they hear me now, they go and write my name there. See, there's a psychology we do. When you want to make everybody in ATM to run, you just say, Laurencia and Cosby and others. So everybody will be in others. Everybody. So when you now find out, oh, this guy is not loyal to me, then you write the name of the others. The other one you write. You just be writing until the other. So I am sure that my name will appear. But one short thing I tell you is that appearing in judicial panel is not compulsory. It is not. In fact, even the Supreme Court has ruled on that. That you may choose not to appear, or so if they say you don't appear, they will do something. That is like a bulldog barking without teeth. They can't bite.
I actually wanted to ask you that question with regards to Oputa panel and the people that refrained from appearing before Oputa panel.
The court said so that you don't. It's not a compulsory.
It's not binding.
It's not binding on the person to appear. It's optional.
But then the Rivers State Judicial Panel is saying that if you fail to appear at your own peril, that was what I'm saying.
Now, the highest they can do is to take you to court. And then you go to court and begin to defend yourself. That's the highest they can do with investigations. Now, let me even ask you, when you set up a panel, when was this panel set? The judicial panel, when was it set? You see, when was it set? You see, this judicial panel is supposed to begin to get papers from
investigations and
all that.
But they've been visiting local governments.
And then they got the names.
They have been visiting local governments.
And they got the names. Just now they got all those names. And the local government told them that they got those names. But what I have said is this. It is not compulsory. If they invite me, I will not come. In fact, I don't even know why. I will come openly and say I'm not coming until you finish your investigation, and then we go to court.
All right.
Because if there's one person that I saw that day that said he knows the people that did it and he knows the people who didn't do it. That is the governor. So he can't now come and constitute something that he already knows.
So it's a witch hunt for you.
It's witch hunt.
All right. Witch hunt. Very well.